Hello and welcome everyone. Now we are going to learn about the equation in one variable. So first let's understand that what is the meaning of equation. Well, the term itself means when we use the sign equals to. So what the equals to mean here? Well, when I say that 5 multiplied 3 is equal to 15, well, that is a kind of the equation I'm writing. 5 is a number, 3 is a number, equals to is a sign that is making it a equation. Now we are introducing the equation with one variable. So there are two things that we need to remember. First thing, the number is can be constant. Well, first thing is constant, and the second thing is variable. So what is the constant and what is the variable? To understand that, let's take a example. So x minus 8 is equals to 2. Now in these numbers that we have written, this is called an equation where x is a variable and minus 8 and 2 are constant numbers. So the term constant means that do not change. So it will not going to change. Like if I am saying that it is the number is 2, it means it is 2. It cannot be 3 or 5 or something. But the variable means that we don't know its value yet. So we will find its value. Find its value according to the conditions that we have applied. Okay, so these are the basics. Now let's try to solve this question. So x is equals to 2 plus 8. As we learn in our junior schools or junior classes, that when a negative sign goes cross all the way towards the equals to side, that makes it positive. Like it's negative here, now it became the positive. So the value of x becomes 10. So this is the solution and we got the number for our variable. So that's our answer. Okay, so let's practice few more questions now. Let's take another example. This time 2x minus 3 is equal to 6. So for solving that, we need to first make it like this. 2x is equal to 6 plus 3. Like we first send this all the way towards here. Now this will going to be 9 and here we have 2x. Now we don't need the 2 here. So what we are going to do? X is equal to 9 divided by 2. So this will going to be our final answer. Well, you can also write it as 4.5 if you wish. On dividing, it will going to give us 4.5. So two important things that we have learned. Plus sign changes to minus sign and minus sign changes to plus sign when goes all the way towards equals to. Multiply and divide happens in the same way. When you divide or multiply, it will going to change. Like here we have 2x and 2 is multiply with x. It when nothing is shown, it means simply multiply. So 2 multiply x is equals to 9. Now that 2 has to go divide when we throw it on the opposite side of equals to. So these are the basics. Plus gets changed into minus, minus gets changed into plus, multiply changes into divide, and divide gets into multiply. Remember, these all the things are from our variable part. We do it all with respect to variable. Like here we have to multiply x. That means it was multiplied with x. That's why when it goes opposite side of x, it will going to get divided with 9. So this was a traditional way of learning it, and this was the basics. And this is going to be very fundamental thing that we have learned. Okay, so I hope you have got that. Now, I have a question for you. So this is pondering time. So we have to ponder about something. So let's get a crazier look first so that we can ponder. Okay, so our pondering time and idea time has arisen. Now the question that I'm going to ask you is that what if it do not happen? What do not happen? I mean x plus 3 is equals to 2. We always used to say that x is equal to 2 minus 3 and the answer is minus 1. Well, that is obvious. So why I'm repeating this? Well, I'm repeating this because of a purpose. Can you tell me that why it always becomes a negative sign when it is positive? Like we have discussed earlier, but we have discussed the fact and now I'm asking why it is happening. So, can you answer this question? Hmm, that's interesting, right? So, let's try to figure this out and solve this question from our learning basics. So, are you ready? Well, we are always ready. So, let's begin. So, all I want you to do is a simple experiment and focus on this simple, very sophisticated experiment that we are going to do. Okay, so 5 is equals to 5. Well, there's nothing difficult as usual. Of course, there is nothing difficult. Now, add both sides the number 10. So, is the equation changed? Just tell me. If I add both side 10, this will going to be 15 and this will going to be 15, right? So, 15 is equal to 15, which is very obvious. So, nothing is changed till this point. Am I clear? Now, let's do one more thing. If I divide it with 2, both the sides, will it going to change? Well, obviously not, because these both the numbers are pretty much the same. These both are the same numbers and we are doing the same things both the sides, so why it will going to change? Okay, let's do one more thing. Okay, for that let me remove this equals to sign first a little bit, and then I am going to write it down. I'm changing the color so that you will understand that pretty much well. Minus, okay. Let's do one thing. Let's vanish this all up because what I'm going to teach you is something special. So I want a clear board for that. Okay. So 5 was equals to 5. We added both side 10 and obviously it did not change anything. Now we divided with 2. It surely have not changed anything either. Now we are going to subtract minus 7 both sides. Minus 7, minus 7. Well, do you think anything changed here? No, of course not, because they both the sides are actually the same. They are exactly the same. Okay, let's do one or two more things. Now let's put some power here. Like let's put square here and square here. So why I am doing all these things and what is the meaning of all these things? I'm sure you are pondering that what I am actually trying to do, because we are doing same thing both the sides, so obviously both the things will going to remain same. So what's new in that? What's the point? Well, I'm glad that you have asked, because now the real deal starts. The thing is, if there are two armies, imagine that this is army 1 and this is army 2. Both are going to fight and you don't wish to help them, but diplomatically you wish to help them. So you give them both a elephant. Well, imagine that this is my elephant, okay? So both the side you have gave elephant, just one elephant both side. They are equal in power, exactly equal in power, strength, weight, size, fighting style, everything. Now they both started fighting with each other, and we are imagining that no one is going to win. They are just continuously going to fight. So I am asking that, is it going to make any difference on the actual result of the war with army 1 and army 2? Both think that they have one elephant and one elephant, but they are fighting with each other, so they are not impacting anything between the two armies, and the war between the two armies, the war is unaffected. So how the maths is related here? Well, very deeply related, trust me. So let's now think about that. And now the real deal begins and starts with, okay, so x, let me change the color. X minus 3 is equal to 2. That was the original question. Now, what all I need is the answer like x is equal to. There should be some number. So this is something like fill in the blanks. Now I can do both the sides anything. Either add the same number, subtract the same number, multiply the same number, divide the same number, use any power like 2 or 3 or 4 or just anything, root both sides. So this, all the things are not going to make a single difference. So what I mean with all that things, which is quite pretty much simple. If I add 3 both the sides, why 3? Well, I don't want 3 here. That was my simple logic, that I don't want this 3 here. So it will going to be 0, x plus 0, or even I don't require to write that down, okay? And this will going to make 5. This will going to make 0. Anything added with 0 is surely going to give us the x, and now the value of x is 5. So this is the actual way of doing the thing. That's why we say that on the opposite side of the equals to, if something is positive, if it goes to this side, it will become negative. If it's negative, it will going to get positive. If it's in multiply, it will going to be get divided here. Like something will numerator here. I'm not writing 0, so let me remove that. And it will going to go all the way towards down. So this is what happens. I think you have understood one idea of that. Now let's do one more thing a little bit higher than this one, so that we can understand that what's actually happening right in all that things. So 2x plus 5 divided by 3 is equal to 7. Well, that's pretty much a big question, seems like, right? So let's begin. All we need to do is find the value of x. Find value of x. So we need to find the value of x. That's it. Nothing much more than that. Okay. What we do not need is 3. First of all, I want to remove this 3. So what should I do? Well, very simple. I just need to multiply 3. But I cannot multiply 3 just one side. If I multiply 3 both the side, it will not make any difference. That's what we have learned. Remember? If we do same things both the sides, it will not make any difference. Like in here, we have added 5 both sides. Ah, yeah, you remember 10 both sides. So it did not make any difference. We divided 2 both sides. It did not make any difference. We subtracted 7. It did not make any difference. We squared both the sides, and it did not make any difference. So that is the point here. Now, what is going to happen? Well, 3 will get cancelled out with 3. And here our answer will get 21. 7 3 is 21. And now on this side we have 2x plus 5. Now, what's the next step? Well, the next step is we want that I don't want 5 here. So I have to remove this 5. So what should I do? 2x plus 5 is equal to 21. Subtract 5 both the sides. So if I subtract 5 both the sides, what will going to happen? This will going to become 0. Yes, exactly. Very good. And this will going to be what? 16. Yes, exactly. 21 minus 5 is 16. So now we have 2x is equal to 16. Now what we don't need? Well, we don't want this 2 here. So we divide 2 both the sides. If you look carefully, we are already done with all the things. 2 will get cancelled out with this 2. And on the LHS part, we are left with x. And on the RHS part, our answer will be 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Or 8 by 1, you can say. So our answer is 8. Nice one, right? Okay, so you have learned the reason that why the sign changes when we transfer from the equal to side. So let's practice some questions. I'm going to give you a few questions. Try them out and let me know that how many of that you got correct. So 6 questions. Question number 1 is, okay, all the questions are find x. Simple, right? Nothing complicated. Okay, 3x minus 4 is equal to 2. 4x plus 5 is equal to 7. This is x, okay? X divided by 2 minus 4 is equal to 5. 3x divided by let's say 7 plus 5 is equal to 2x. Well, that will going to be a little interesting. Now the next one is 5x is equal to 3, and the very last one, which is 4x divided by 2 is equal to 2x minus 7. Now in all these questions we need to find the value for x. So you can pause the video here and try all 6 questions one after another, and we are going to start right now. Well, don't come back before you try. Try first and then come back and celebrate your correct answers. Even if you get incorrect answer, that is pretty much okay because you're going to learn that. Okay, so let's begin the first one. I assume that you have practiced already, paused the video, fulfilled all the condition, and now came to know the answers. Okay, so 3x is equal to 2 plus 4, which will going to give us 3x is equal to 6. Now our final answer will be x is equal to 6 divided by 3, which will going to be 2. Yes, exactly. So the answer for the first question is x is equal to 2. Excellent, my dear friend. Now let's do the second one. So for the second one we have 4x plus 5 is equal to 7. That was our question. Now the next step for this question is 4x is equal to 7 minus 5. This will going to be go on this side and minus sign, and you know all that. Okay, very good. You are getting smarter. So 4x is equal to 2. Now the x will going to be 2 divided by 4, which means 1 by 2. Well, you can write 0.5 also. So x is equal to 1 by 2 in this case. So we have solved the second one. Now let's try the third one. So x divided by 2 is equal to 5 plus 4. Remember, this gone here and got positive. Now the next step is x divided by 2, which will equal to be 9. And now for the next step is x is equal to this 2 is going to go on the multiplication. So now the value of x is 18. So this is our final answer. So here the value of x becomes 18. Well, the trick is very simple, that minus goes to plus, plus goes to minus, multiply goes to divide, and divide goes to multiply. That's it. Just don't mess with it and it will not mess with you. I promise that. Okay, let's do another one. 3x divided by 7 is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay, what will going to be next? Now, we need to multiply the 7 on RHS side. So it will seem like this. Now solving, we are going to get, don't mind, I'm using this space, okay? So we are going to get 3x is equal to 14x minus 35. Remember, this 7 is going to multiply on with all this 2x minus 5 entirely, okay? Now we can write it as 35 is equals to 14x minus 3x. Well, why so? Well, I have took this to this side and this to this side. So 3x became negative and 35 became positive. And we have 11x here. So finally the value of x becomes 35 divided by 11. Well, that was a little lengthy one, right? That's why I said it was going to be interesting. Remember? Okay, so I hope you have completed this. Okay, next one is equally easy. That's what I made. X is equals to 3 divided by 5. That's it. 5 is multiplying here. On going this side of equals to, it will going to be divided. Now that's simple, right? Now for the next one, we can solve it. This one, can you think that is it possible to solve this one? Well, that is the thing. 2 ones are 2 and 2 twos are 4. So we are left with 2x is equal to 2x minus 7. If you look closely, both the places are same. So either you can cut it down, or if you bring it to this side, let me write it here. 2x minus 2x is equal to 7. Don't think about this if you are to not understood this one. We are going to solve it like this. So it is going to be 0. But 0 is not equals to minus 7. So this question is wrong. Well, this is wrong question. Well, I just tricked you and just made a wrong question. Now you understand that in which cases we are able to solve it and in which cases we are not able to solve it and make it happen. Okay, I think you have learned something excitingly new and it will going to help you in so many of the word problems and understanding the basics, that why plus goes to minus, minus goes to plus, multiply goes to divide, and divide goes to multiply. So I am leaving this video right here. We will continue the series of further about the equation in one variable, two variable, and in their applications. Till that time, keep practicing, and if you have any doubt, just ask me. Okay, so take care and God bless.